Argentina beat Croatia with 3-0. I think most optimists would never have expected this before, given what we've seen from both teams this version of the World Cup. But let's watch how Messi's magic and Alvarez's smartness overcame the Croatia team. I hope you watch the video for the end because there are a lot of details that cannot be skipped, especially the goals of the match and what Messi did with and without the ball. How Argentina scored a goal outside the course of the tactical game. Example: Croatia is applying high pressure with 6-7 players. Standing duo Kramaric-Perisic. On the 18th boundary to wait for the ball to come out of Emiliano Martinez towards Romero or Otamendi. Luka Modric come forward to censor and guard pairs. Also note Kovacic watching De Paul, while the duo is standing Pasalic, Borna Sosa. In half the spaces to wait for the ball to arrive to the fullbacks Tagliafico and Molina. Let's see Emiliano Martinez. He decides to play long balls a few times, which made Croatia the favorite to take possession of the ball. But at the start of Messi's goal the exact opposite happened. Croatia was in an attacking position and the attack ended with a shot from Perisic above the goal. In these seconds Croatia was not awake to continue high pressure. Note the retreative Kovacic, Perisic, Borna Sosa to go back instead of pressing with their teammates. Here Pairs received the ball of Emiliano Martinez without being pressured by Kovacic to pass the ball to Otamendi. Then Otamendi advanced with the ball to break Croatia's relentless pressure in this play. Then he made a great pass that passed 5 players from Croatia and arrived at Enzo Fernandez to play a direct pass towards Alvarez. Behind Croatia's advanced line of defense, Alvarez arrived, shot the ball over the goalkeeper, but he was blocked and got a penalty kick, which Messi scored and scored the first goal. How was the structure of Croatia's possession with the ball, and why did they take possession more? Because they had the numerical superiority in the construction phase of the game, and Argentina retreated a lot to defend in the midfield. Example: structure 2-3-5 with a middle triad. Modric, Kovacic, Brozovic, the second lineup to run the ball in the build-up from the back while the duo take the lead. Juranovic, Borna Sosa, to expand the width of the playing field. Again in the same form 2-3-5, but the difference is in switching players' places. Modric advance in the halves for offensive support, while Juranovic stays with his teammates in the center of the field. They also switch to the 2-2-6 structure, with the presence of the duo Brozovic-Kovacic with my heart of defense Lovren and Guardiol, while the noon progressed Sosa, Juranovic. In addition to the ascent of Modric next to the offensive trio Pasalic, Kramaric, Perisic. What made Croatia gain more possession of the ball was the descent of the striker, Kramaric, but Croatia's possession was not effective because the passes were in non-dangerous places and away from the goalkeeper. And of course Argentina's defense against the ball was great, which made it very difficult. Note that the best ball-driving players from Croatia, Modric, Brozovic, Kovacic, Kramaric, are under the supervision of a man-to-man in the center of the field, so they appeared passive in possession of the ball most of the periods of the encounter. We turn to Argentina to see what Scaloni has done to prevent the most prominent Croatian players from contacting the ball and communicating with each other. Example: first of all, Argentina didn't always press high, but they did it smartly at certain periods. Alvarez, Messi positioned on the 18th frontier to wait for the ball to come out of Livakovic. Then the pressure on Lovren and Guardiol. Also note Alista versus Juranovic, Enzo Fernandez versus Brozovic, De Paul versus Borna Sosa, Pairs versus Kovacic. Note the progress of Otamendi to guard Modric to prevent him from receiving the ball, as you can see in the play. Also watch the progress of the left back, Tagliafico, to put pressure on Pasalic. It's the same here on the right side. Molina, he steps up to cut the pass line on Perisic, in order to prevent him from receiving and leading the counterattack. And the same thing continued from the duo Romero, Otamendi to prevent Kramaric from comfortably receiving between the lines. Watch here the attacker Alvarez, he returns quickly in midfield to apply counter-pressing to prevent Croatia from counter-attacking. Another example of Messi pressing hard with De Paul, Alistair in the ball zone. Messi succeeds in recovering the ball and then kept it very well under pressure and then came back with a pass towards Otamendi. We moved to Argentina with the ball and how they took possession of it. Example structure of 2-3-5 to create numerical superiority in the first line, 2 against Kramaric. During the defense of Croatia with the drawing 4-1-4-1. Rise of Molina and Tagliafico the fullbacks. In the second line with Paredes. Transformation of the structure 3.1.6 with the return of Paredes to the center of defense to create 3v2 numerical superiority as Modric progressed to press with Kramaric. Their defensive structure is 4-4-2. As the ball moves into Croatia's court, we notice here the structure of Argentina 3-2-5. Paredes, Romero, Otamendi, to build in the first line. Enzo Fernandez, De Paul. In the second line. As the duo progresses, Tagliafico, Molina. On the farthest lines to expand the field, while McAllister enters the depth next to Alvarez, while Messi always moves absolutely freely. Argentina resorted to play through balls behind the defensive line, as you can see in the picture, but a pass from De Paul was strong to Tagliafico. One more time. De Paul plays through ball towards Molina. The most clever thing that Argentina has shown is the safe and very careful possession from Scaloni, because he wanted to avoid any mistakes that would harm his team psychologically and morally in the management of the meeting. So you find here a lot of players under the ball in the center of the field, and the purpose of that was, if we can't advance and attack, we must never lose the ball, not allowing Croatia to counterattack. How Argentina scored the second goal. The start was a corner kick in favor of the Croatian national team. Modric plays it back at Brozovic, but notice the movement of Alvarez from inside the 6 yards to come out and move towards Brozovic, to then succeed in intercepting the cross, to influence the trajectory of the ball and arrive at Otamendi. Messi touches the ball smartly towards Alvarez, but note, Brozovic tries to stop play by blocking Messi and committing foul, but the referee signaled the completion of the game and watched how Messi quickly after being obstructed to participate in the game. Alvarez goes off. He started with diligence and a lot of physical endurance, to end with a little luck because the ball wanted to smile to Argentina. Then Argentina became more dangerous on the counterattack because Croatia wanted to get back in the score, and they advanced a lot of players in attack. After the Croatia coach made 3 changes at the start of the second half. Exit of Borna Sosa. Perisic was put as the left back. His place on the line with offensive roles. Exit of Brozovic and Pasalic. Let's find Croatia turning into a structure of 2-2-6. Modric and Kovacic both stay next to Lovren and Guardiol, while the duo is present, Juranovic and Perisic, on the farthest lines to expand the field. Kramaric moves for left-handed spaces. Vlasic in the right half spaces, while the duo is present, Orsic and Petkovic in offensive depth. Note here the return, McAllister, for left-hand side with Tagliafico. They succeeded in cutting the ball and it arrived at McAllister. He moved it in deep and then with a direct pass hit all the Croatian players moving forward. The ball arrives at Alvarez, and Enzo Fernandez go off with him. He plays it to Alvarez inside the 18th. But Guardiol goes back and cover. It was crucial in thwarting the attack at the last moment. Another example. Lovren passing a ball towards Juranovic. Tagliafico read it. He intercepts the ball in a great way. It arrives at Alvarez. He launches a counterattack alongside Messi and Tagliafico. He should have played an easy cross in the space in front of Tagliafico, but he backed out of that and hesitated to see Messi in the space, but a pass from Alvarez. I was sloppy and skipped Messi and went at AT. De Paul. Notice here, De Paul. He used 7 seconds on the ball to allow Croatia to return to cover inside the penalty area. We turn to Messi's fairy tale in his creation for the third goal. He started with a throw-in played by Molina towards the duo Messi-Alvarez. Alvarez received the ball superbly under the guard of Guardiol. Messi received the pass from Alvarez, and he succeeded evasively. Guardiol, on the line after the ball passed between his feet. Messi launched with the ball, and here he looks back to find out the position of Alvarez. Here Messi noticed how he keeps the ball and changes his directions to control the speed and management of the competition with Guardiol. Messi reaches with the ball to the penalty area and tries to fake with the body to suggest a return back. Then he makes an exceptional turn and goes with the ball in the direction of the goal. Here Guardiola can't do anything because any touch will be a penalty. Messi plays the ball on a plate of gold for Alvarez to score the third goal. Completing what Messi did, note here how he got rid of censorship and numerical intensity, which made Argentina safe with the ball. Another example, Messi receives a pass behind Croatia's pressure of 6 players, and is under pressure from Guardiola, but as usual Messi keeps the ball very well and is waiting for the pass option to appear, and indeed Molina appeared, and here Messi played the ball to him, to look for an offensive shift at the Croatia field. Let's see Messi show a very wonderful performance that reassures the fans of Argentina, and Messi's fans in particular, about his psychological, moral, technical and physical condition before the World Cup final. Because there are hopes and the dream is getting closer to reality. The truth that will make almost everyone close the file of the best of all. In the end, thank you for your time and watching, and I hope that you support the channel by liking and writing your opinions in the comments and subscribing to the channel to continue our tactical communication.